Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Chief Artisan Thursday with Lady Nick and Cicely V. Wilson of Passion International. Okay, Cicely, let's move into the second half of who you are and what you're all about. If you had a special place to travel, where would you go? What would you do? And what do you think would be your purpose there?
Hmm. Well, you know, there's a lot that goes on with me as a professional, Lady Nick, and one of those things, and I would say specialties of mine, even though it's very neglected, I would say is
You were
myself as a
self-neglected? No, not
yeah,
us.
yeah. All right. Even though it's very neglected, I know that it is a gifting that I have that I've yet to attend to the way that I need to, and that is writing.
Oh, wow.
And so, myself as a writer, that will be the sole purpose of me traveling for an extended amount of time anywhere. I can't necessarily pinpoint a place, but it would have to be tropical. It would
Heat
have to
seekers,
be it would
unite.
have to be sun and hot and everything hot. Everything hot.
So the
It would have
Caribbean. Let's set
yes.
aside for at
Let's
least the
say
Caribbean.
let's say the Caribbean, certainly. One of my favorite places is Dominican Republic. I
Awesome.
wouldn't mind going there, again. And yeah, so it would be for the purpose of writing. And I've actually found myself doing this before, and I was able to like push out several skits in like one weekend. I think I did it. And that's exactly what I did. I went
Mm,
away and I went undistracted, had no other purpose but to just sit. And I was determined to sit. And because I actually had an assignment to do and a deadline to meet, and I was like, I'm going to sit, I'm going to go to this place and I'm going to sit and I'm not going to move until something gets out of me. And I was actually able to write my product from top to bottom.
do you have a
But
favorite quote that you have?
not of that, but
Okay.
I mean, a favorite quote in general as that I have as a small business owner
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
okay.
as a writer, as a small business owner, a little golden nugget that you can share with
Sure.
us.
Sure. And I think it's very, very relevant to it's a new one actually. I have several. I'm a quote queen master.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
But I am. So so that's actually going to be one of the features of my books, surprisingly so. So that's pretty cool. That's how much I love quotes. But this new one I've acquired is by Matthew Kelly, which is a world-renowned author and speaker, and he says that do not allow what you cannot do to stop you from what you can do. I might be paraphrasing it a little bit, but you get the essence, you get the concept. So it's really helpful, and I think that would speak to every small business owner because sometimes I know I do. I'll just speak for myself that I see, all of the things that need to get accomplished, and then I look at possibly where the quote unquote lack is to get it accomplished, right? And so those are things that you cannot do. Maybe money you cannot control right now or lack thereof. But there are things such as writing. You don't need anything but your hand and a pen and some paper or a computer, right?
Yeah,
And I have all
exactly.
of those things, and you can get that done. So, and the motivation to do it, right? And the discipline. So, really, what we need that doesn't cost you anything. You just have to reach within yourself and then make a dedicated decision and determination and get it done. So that has really been helping me and inspiring me to say, you know what, no excuses. Yes, I may not be XYZ or what have you, or may not have XYZ in order to attain, elemental P. Nevertheless, I can do this. So let me use and work what I can do in order to get me to the next step. And then embrace the process and enjoy the journey.
Great. Now, with Passion International, a portion of it is a small business, but most of it is dedicated to, identity coaching. But who mentored you, into this process and got you going? Because this month, what we're doing is saying thank you, to those that have gone before us and still have yet to impact our lives and, the future ones. But who mentored you into what you're doing?
Hmm. Well, Lady Nick, well, to tell you the truth, I'm in the market for a sustainable mentor for
Okay,
myself.
so if anyone
Right?
out there is in her field and,
Yes.
you know,
One that is relevant to what it is that I
you
do.
might have to
And
list the qualifications though, because
yeah, yeah,
mental health is such a
all
wide field.
yes, it's all about relevance. It's all about relevance, and they have to have experience in coaching as well. So and those entrepreneurial endeavors. But I want to say thank you to those, even myself as still as a burgeoning entrepreneur, which I consider myself to be. Um, that have just pitched in and been an influence and been an impact, and even if they offered a week or 2 weeks or a month in order to jump in my ship, jump in my that ship with a P, jump in my space, jump in my space and say, hey, how can I be there for you? Some of those names would be you. First of all, Lady Nick, I want to
Thank
say
you.
thank you to you and how you supported me. Osazi Thompson, Dwayne Smith, even famous mentors in which don't have never met me. I've never met them, but they've impacted my life through their books, through their lectures, through their teachings. Dr. Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe being one of them. I will miss him dearly. He has directly impacted my life in leadership magnanimously. Mike Murdoch, he is another one, my mentor on wisdom. So many of these moguls and just leaders in their own sphere and space that you add to my pie. They add to my puzzle as I'm constructing even myself. I'm constructing and I'm creating and becoming as I go. And I understand that. And every piece that someone leaves with me, it makes a difference. So no matter how small or how great, it all plays a part in this beautiful masterpiece of this pie. So all ingredients are vital.
That's good.
And I'm forever
Um,
grateful.
no, I was like a lead into one more question before we sign off. If you had to, because you're a seasoned professional,
Yeah.
and and what I see to be as a very new frontier, not only just small business owners, but mental health. What would you say to a younger Cicely, coming through the same path you are? What would you say to that person to encourage them to reach, another level or another plateau in what they've chosen to do?
hmm do you mean if they're specifically interested in my field or just them doing
Exactly.
in
No, yeah, your field
okay.
specifically, but if you have something just in general you'd like to deposit, feel free.
I would say just study and explore and research as much as possible ahead of time. I would say to do it on your own, in purpose and on purpose. And what I mean when I say that, don't wait until you're in school and your professor asks you to get it done. I would say go out and learn of those who've gone before you and find someone who you feel, whether dead or alive, they're a complement to the way that you're designed, your passion, because that ergo will become a mentor for you, whether you ever meet them or not. And then you can glean from them and you can learn from them. I recommend and I highly exhort any young person to do this as soon as possible, sooner than later, in order that you can begin to craft yourself so much sooner and not just stumble upon your journey, but you can begin to be very intentional about who it is that you aspire to be. Identify yourself, right? Find your voice as early as possible, and as you do that, then you go out and find things that complement your voice and get laser focused in that space. Then you don't have to worry about, spending time and exploring things that don't matter to you. Just determine who you are and that individual and the voice that you desire to have, and then focus on the people, places, and things that complement that voice.
Alrighty, Cicely, thank you so much for interviewing with us and taking some time to share personal things about yourself, your passion, as a person and in business endeavors. But if someone, after hearing this, wanted to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
Okay, they can reach me at the number one passion international at gmail.com. And they could also give me a call at 773-860-8424. I would love to speak with you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard another chief artisan here in TOC Town, Cicely V. Wilson with Passion International, LLC. So if you're looking forward to hearing from her or hearing from me, continue to stop by TOC Town, and we have more chief artisans to introduce you to. Take care.